I'm standing on one of the unseen battlefields that exist across Britain, and that battle is between wildlife and landowners. This is Reculver in Kent, beautiful old 12th century church, and we're actually standing on what was a huge Roman fort. And this fort was built in this site because it was a headland, and all behind me, as far as the eye can see, was actually sea. The sea would flow around this headland, and it cut off what was the island of Thanet, and you can just see Margate in the distance, and that was living in a completely different island separate to mainland Britain. Coastal defences built in the 50s and 60s at a cost to the British taxpayer of over £10,000 per metre. Now these were built to stop the sea flooding in to the land behind me, which is just above sea level, often just 1 or 2 feet above sea level. Now the history of the Wonsum Channel is that it used to be open sea and salt marsh, fantastic wildlife habitat. And over the years, drainage was put into it, and some of it was farmed. It was grazed for animals. A lot of people got involved in creating land that was useful to humans. Then, in the 1950s, this area was flooded for the last time by the sea when they built these flood defences, and the farmers behind us could convert the land to arable. And once they started intensively farming that land, the land became hugely valuable. But all the wildlife, the fantastic wildlife that it harboured, was then lost. Behind me is the sea salter levels, and these sea defences were put in the 50s, stretching right from Whitstable over there all the way to Faversham. But these levels were never meant to be development land. They were always designated as going to be a nature reserve, a marshland to harbour rare bird life. But before it could become a nature reserve, land speculators moved into the area, and all this land was parcelled off in tiny little areas, and it was sold off to unwary investors. Now, just a few years ago, it was covered in caravans, and those caravans have had to be removed because the site has got the designation of a site of special scientific interest. But still, many of the landowners will not sell the land back to the council and to nature conservation organisations, so the land can't be turned back into a nature reserve. So wildlife is losing out because of those people who thought they could make a killing by buying a cheap plot of land. Sea Salter should be a beautiful nature reserve. Open water, wetlands, birds, butterflies, dragonflies, a host of beautiful wildlife. But the dreams of land speculators wanting to make money only because the flood defences have been put in, they want to build homes and profit from that. And there is a legal battle going on year after year here between those of us who want to see it flourish with wildlife and those that want to profit from their speculative gains. How do we solve this battle between landowners and wildlife? We as society need to step in and resolve this issue, and the best way to achieve that is to levy a land value tax, a rental charge on the value of land. Therefore, all the speculators seeking to earn unearned income from this land would walk away from it if they knew they had to pay the higher taxes. I would forecast within a year of the introduction of a rental charge on the value of land, this area behind me would become a beautiful nature reserve. The land speculators would walk away, and once again we could see this land return to be a beautiful wetland full of wildlife.
When you look at damage to your world, do you want change? Don't have to do what you think you're supposed to.